Good afternoon, everyone. So today what we'll do is we're going to wrap up Chapter 4. The test isn't today, of course. It's going to be moved till Tuesday. And then after we finish up Chapter 4, I'm going to get any questions you got just from a material we have covered in the later part of Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. Lastly, we got up to letter D when we were going through those problems about this, the golfers, when we were looking at this relationship, whether there's a linear relation between club speed and distance. I'll put that regression line here again. I wanted to start class before we do letter E and go back to making that line. So I'll hit the light so you can see this.
Clear this out.
So remember we were able to get this right here? And then with the stat plot, without the line, we can see the scatter plot, and we can see all the data. And if we hit trace, we can move through these. But we talked about how we could put the line in there, right? And when I did the line last class, I always start with this because it's an easy way to do it. If I wanted to make the line appear on the calculator, the regression line, I can just go to y equals and type it in, correct? Mm-hmm. So please feel free to do that. I mean, it's very easy. You go in and you type it in manually. But this calculator is a neat feature. I wanted to show it to everyone. If you're comfortable with using technology, it's a couple buttons you got to hit. But there's a way where you can just hit a few buttons, and the calculator will automatically put that equation and insert it into y equals for you. So what's great about that? It will hold all the digits of accuracy. It won't just put the three decimal places or numbers past the decimal point. It'll be even more accurate. So I just wanted to show that to you. So I want to see how my y equals is blank. It says nothing in there. All right. So I'm going to go back to stat, over to calc. And we're in chapter 4, so which number do I need?
4.
Yeah, so I'm going to go down to number 4 for linear regression. And I hit enter. Now before I just hit enter, remember that? I just said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'll write it on the board. I'm going to hit a few buttons, and it's going to automatically do it. I'm going to hit bars, then I'm going to hit Y bars, and then I'm going to hit enter 3 times. I'm going to hit enter, enter, enter. So that's what I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit bars, then I'm going to hit bars, while this cursor is moving. So when I haven't hit enter yet, see how the cursor's blinking? I'm going to hit bars, Y bars, enter, enter, enter. And it will automatically put that equation in the y equals for me. So where is vars? All right, it's to the right of program. It's near the stat button. It's in that column second to the right. I'm going to hit bars. Then I'm going to arrow over to y bars. And then I'm going to hit enter, enter, enter. What it's going to do is it's going to do function. It's going to put it in the y1. And then it's going to stick in that y1 for me. Okay. So let me go check it. I'm going to go hit y equals and look. Whoa, thank you very much. Isn't that cool? Holland.
What about the people who have Euro calculators?
So I love it. So now in the new calculators, to do that, when you go down here to, so you got X list, Y list. So with this X list, I'm going to go stat plot, enter. So you got L1, L2, stat calc. I'll do number 4. So when you get down to the 4th element, who else has a new calculator? I know you do. If you get down to that 4th one, you see where it says store and regression equation? So I'm going to go down to store and regression equation. And right there, I'm going to hit, at that location, bars, Y bars, enter, enter. And then we'll just go down here and calculate it and see what works. Isn't that cool? So let me say that again. Who's got the newer calculators? So when you go into that menu, you go to Stat, Calc, and you go down to number 4. You get this list. I'm going to show this on the board for those people who have a new calculator. And it goes, this is like X list and Y list. And there's this store thing. Remember here it says regression equation. I want you to measure here. This should say, L1. This should be L2. But move your cursor here, and when you get the cursor to this location, I want you to go vars, y vars, enter, enter. I'm going to do it again right here. Vars, y vars, enter, enter. And then you can hit enter twice, and then you can go to calculate if you want. You just want to make sure when you hit enter twice, that Y1 should pop up in there. You're welcome, Holland. Sorry I got chalk in that. And when you hit this enter twice, it's going to pop the Y1 there for you. So it's storing that whole equation where? Into the Y1 for you. But I know a lot of you are like, I'll just manually type it. What's great about that, holds all these digits back. Makes it more accurate. Hey, now when I hit graph, what do I see? I have the lights. So now I can actually graph the line. You can see that line in there. So I'll just put the line back up on the board now. I went right through here, and I went right through that one. It's like, there goes that line. That's y hat equal to 3.166 x minus 55.79.
Professor, mine is not graphing.
Did it work?
Mine is not graphing.
Oh, I'm going to come over and help people out. Let me just help a few people.
Okay.
You got your hand up too, right here.
You just hit the graph button, right?
So you do all that. If you hit graph, let's see if it works. Nothing? Let's try zoom 9. So if graph doesn't work, hit zoom 9.
Okay.
Because what happened is, maybe use this calculator, within the last few hours over the weekend, and you've been doing other things with it, so the window might be in a different element. It might be back to the standard mode.
That works, zoom 9.
Zoom 9. So in zoom 9, we'll give you a nice graph. Zoom 9 is called zoom stat. And it's basically going to zoom in on the data you have here. Calculator will recognize this and go, all right, I'll make a window around that so you can see it. Cool. All right. Hey, so I'll continue with this. I want to hit the lights back on. We're going to do a few more questions. Good job. All right. Hey, Ellen, letter B, we're going to find something called a residual. So, a residual for a data value. You've heard this word before, right? Maybe residual income? A residual is basically, and it helps when we see an image. So I really should put this back on. So you can see this. And I'll use, does this laser work? Yeah, so I'll hit the light so you can see this. We can find a residual for any one of these data values. So how about maybe we can get the residual for that one right there. The residual would be the distance from here to here. That vertical distance right there. So it's going to be a very small number. So the residual will be just that distance from there to there. Just from, how far from there to there? Straight down vertically.
So like from the observed value versus the graph value?
I like it. He goes, this is the observed value versus, he called this the graph value, or you can call it the predicted value. Remember, this is the line of predictions? Yeah, this is the y hat. So the residual will be the distance from the observed value to the predicted value. It'll be positive for that one. But everyone, guess what happens with residuals when the data value is below the line? The residual is going to be a negative value. Because what we'll do is we'll take the actual observed value, we'll subtract this thing, which is the predicted value, but it's going to come out negative. So everyone, residuals will be positive when the data is above the line for each data value, but the residual will be negative when the data value is below the line. All right, well, what's the equation? What's the equation for this? Let me hit the lights real quick, because remember I said your formula sheet, there's some formulas that's not on that formula sheet? Well, this is not on the formula sheet. So, residual is simply that math equation right there.